Open session for board meeting 1617 is called to order. 3.01 additions, deletions, corrections, modifications, and supplements to the board agenda. Dr. Lake, do we have any changes to the agenda?
We do not.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move to 3.02, approval of agenda and pledge of allegiance. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. So that is a motion by Andy and a second by Jen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so motion passes 5-0. We'll now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, 4.0, special recognitions, learning report, and student representation report. So tonight we have central office here for recognition, so I'll turn to Dominic Jaggi and Dr. Lake.
It is my pleasure to introduce Logan as this year's Central Office Support Staff of the, should I stand? Stand up over here. Central Office. Logan has become the go-to person in our department, always supporting not only teachers and students, but he also supports the staff that support them. He's always looking for ways to improve our systems, making things more efficient, making sure everything runs smoothly. And Logan is also the kind of person who puts in whatever hours are needed to get the job done. He's always willing to step up and make sure others are taken care of. This is actually Logan's second support staff of the year. He was the support staff of the year in 2022. And I was looking up when he was support staff. My memory's not that great. So when I was looking it up, I Googled it, and a picture of him popped up as an 8th grader receiving the Hawkins Award, which is, it's an award for students, recognizing them for helping others. And he was wearing a shirt that said trophy stacking. So it's great to see that you're still helping others and you're still stacking trophies. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Congratulations, Logan. 4.05 student representative report. Mr. RJ Del Rosario is absent this evening, so if you'd like to see his report, it will be available on board docs. And we'll now take a short break for those of you who came for the recognition. If you would like to leave, you are welcome to, and you're also welcome to stay, but no judgment. Right, moving on to 4.0, consent resolutions. We do have one consent resolution this evening, and that is the resolution honoring the 2025 graduating class of Lindbergh High School. So do I have a motion to approve the consent resolution as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Rachel.
Second.
Second, so we have a motion by Rachel, a second by Jen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. 6.0, citizen communication regarding agenda items. At this time, the Board of Education will hear citizen comments regarding topics that are on tonight's agenda. We have none. So we will move on to 7.0, communications. 7.01, calendar of events. Ms. Julia Voss.
It is light for summer. The district is closed this Thursday, June 19th for Juneteenth. We will hold a special meeting on Monday, June 30th to review the preliminary 2025-2026 budget. And then the district is closed for Friday, July 4th, for 4th of July. And we're back here for a workshop and board meeting on Thursday, July 18th.
Thank you. 7.02, report of meetings. Any board members have any meetings they attended that they would like to share on? You gonna go?
You go.
Okay. Well, I was going to first say I attended special school districts governing council meeting where the governing council approved the upcoming budget for next year. This is the packet, the budget packet, if any of you would like to review it. I do want to give some just recognition to Dr. Macklin and his team over there. They have been working very hard to, as they continue to say, and I have said in our meetings, right the ship for special school district as they were given a very hard task with their budget and the way that their fund balance was quickly running out. And they are working hard to make sure that services continue for students and that they are putting students first with their budgetary needs. And I'm hopeful that that will continue, and it will be interesting to see how that trajectory that they have goes. And if you have any questions, I can do my best to answer it. But basically, again, that they are just continuing to look at different ways to save money, and are doing that with kind of reallocating positions and trying to find resources in different ways. So there's a very extensive, very detailed plan of how they are going to do all of that. If you're interested in looking at it, come see me and I'm happy to give you this giant binder. So, and then other than that, they went over their CSIP plan, just focusing on student success, decision-making, and systems to support highly mobile students. So they're also just keeping a pulse on federal dollars as they do have more federal dollars than, say, we do here at Lindbergh. And so with changes with funding public schools, that could make big changes for them as well. So we'll just continue to keep our eye on that and hope for the best for those students in that district.
On Friday, June 6th, Megan and I went to the St. Louis, is it called PLC? Where school board members, other St. Louis area school board members, we gathered just for a fun social event at Chevy's in Olivet or Creve Coeur. I'm not sure which one it was. But it was wonderful to get to see folks from Brentwood, Ladue, Wright City, Ferguson, Florissant, and many others. And then so that was just purely social, which was nice. And then just this afternoon, I returned back from the MSBA Summer Summit, went down Sunday evening, and then programming all day yesterday with the Delegate Assembly. I'm going to I'll give a full report at the July meeting, but I did want to say at the Delegate Assembly, the main purpose for it was to conduct elections. And so our president-elect, who is now the president, is Shelley Mantell from Mountain View Birch Tree R3. President-elect was the only position that was contested, and Keisha Lee from Ladue Schools is our president-elect. Our new vice president is Riley Hartwell from Joplin Schools. And then they also swore in the new board of directors and 4 members from the odd districts, which includes ours. Anyway, so like I said, full report next month, but it was wonderful. I love being around so many people who care about public education and have such different experiences. I mean, one board member was talking about his biggest problem right now is a farmer who's mad that the school won't buy their property because they're in a tiny school district. And I said, well, we don't run into that here. Another person was talking about having 450 students in their 2-building school district. But we all care about the same thing, helping kids learn. So thanks.
Okay, 7.03 announcements. Ms. Voss.
All right, our first announcement is that starting next month on July 17th, we are going to move the open session of our meeting to 6:30. It's normally at 7, we're moving it up to 6:30. So just refer to the district calendar for the actual meeting dates, but the time is half an hour earlier. And the second announcement is on board advisory committees. The applications have been emailed to all district families, so if you are interested in being on a committee, check your emails. And they're also available on the district website. The applications are due by Monday, June 30th, and new members will be notified later this summer.
Thank you. And lastly, 7.04, review of upcoming Board of Education meeting agendas. Back to you.
We meet again on Thursday, July 18th for a board workshop and our next Board of Education meeting. The tentative agenda for the workshop includes the Student Growth and Achievement Report, so it's a highlight of the year. The meeting's tentative agenda items are regular business items, library and media services program evaluation, gifted education and honors program evaluation, designation of education liaison, foster care liaison, homeless coordinator, compliance officer, and safety and security coordinator. And these meetings are open to the public and patrons are encouraged to attend.
Thank you. Moving on to 7.05, MSBA Board Report. Colin, if you would please, we will now watch.
Welcome to the June edition of the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report. We begin with a look back at the legislative session that wrapped up last month. Education issues once again dominated headlines and talking points throughout this year's session. MSBA's Director of Outreach, Caitlin Whaley, says that while the legislature's FY26 budget has some good news, there's also reason for caution.
The legislature passed their FY26 budget this year, which included some funding highlights, including fully funding the foundation formula, baseline teacher salary grant, and school transportation. While it's exciting that we have a fully funded foundation formula, we do want to encourage you to budget cautiously, as the governor does have the power to withhold funding anytime he predicts revenues might not meet projected expenditures. So just work closely with your superintendents, and for any questions, you can reach out to our very own Linda Quinley.
Caitlin says that the passage of Senate Bill 68 provided some positive fixes for public education after last year's passage of 727.
Some of the legislation passed this year was Senate Bill 68, which included a lot of provisions related to K-12 education. Some of them were really positive fixes that were necessary after last year's passage of 727, such as fixing the 169-day school year calendar, allowing for exceptions due to inclement weather. And included in other legislation was also a cell phone ban. We know that you all are very curious about how this will impact you, and our policy department has been working hard to make sure that you have the latest and most up-to-date policy. I do want to note that cell phone policy was already included for those of you who use MSBA's policy services, but they are working to put out a standalone policy just to make sure that everyone is in compliance with this if you use our policy services.
Missouri parents may soon have a better understanding of whether their child is performing at or above grade level on the state's standardized test under a sweeping education bill.
Another exciting change is the inclusion of a new category in the MAP test ratings. So now there will be 5 categories, with one of those being grade level. There was confusion previously as the actual grade level laid somewhere in the basic, and this led to people misrepresenting performance of our students. We want to make sure that we are accurately representing how well our students are doing in school, and we're hopeful that the inclusion of this new level of grade level will bring clarity for not only administrators and parents, but also you as school board members as you're assessing how your students are doing.
And although the session is over, Caitlin says it's still important for board members and administrators to stay in touch with their legislators.
Now that the legislature is out for regular session, we encourage you to reach out to your local legislators and invite them to tour your schools. Back to school events are great times to get them inside your schools and see the wonderful work that you're doing.
MSBA's legislative positions on state and federal education issues are determined at the Delegate Assembly that will be meeting this coming October. If your school board has a position statement on an issue that you would like to submit to the Advocacy Committee for consideration, you can do so this summer. The Advocacy Committee reviews those proposals and makes recommendations to the Delegate Assembly that determines MSBA's position on issues. Make your plans now to attend the 2025 MSBA Annual Conference in cooperation with the Missouri Association of School Administrators and the Missouri Association of School Business Officials, to be held October 24th and 25th in Kansas City. The event will once again feature outstanding general session speakers along with a wide variety of concurrent sessions, many presented by school leaders from districts throughout the state. Registration information for the conference will be posted on the MSBA website soon. And past and present members of local school boards can be nominated for the 2025 Paul Morris Community Service Award. The award is for those who have shown an outstanding commitment to local community service. Nominations will be accepted through June 27th, and the award will be presented at the MSBA Annual Conference. And finally, if you've been following MSBA's social media pages, you've seen many of the regional winners of MSBA's Future Builder Student Scholarships. Congratulations to all of the regional winners and to Aiden Cox of Sykeston Senior High School, who is also the statewide winner. All of these students' essays are on the MSBA website. These outstanding students truly exemplify the amazing teaching and learning happening in every corner of the state. That's it for this month. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and we'll see you in July for the next MSBA Board Report.
Thank you. 8.0 Special Reports. We'll start with Ms. Joelle Scheibel for our cabinet updates.
I was not at the Finance Committee meeting on Thursday. I was out, so I know Rachel was there. I know you were there for a little bit, but they talked about the agenda items that are here this evening under consent, as well as two that we'll be talking about in open session that to be voted on. But I didn't hear any questions.
Dawn did a great job.
Did she? All good.
And Matt and Christy were also there as well.
She had a lot of people helping her, so that was good. Thanks.
Dominic.
We did not meet last month, so we won't have another meeting till next school year.
Thank you. And Dr. McKinney.
The HR group did meet. We talked about wrapping up of negotiations, and we reviewed the personnel report for the month. We'll meet again in July.
Thank you, everyone. 9.0 Action items by consent. Does anyone wish to remove any consent items for individual consideration?
I do not need to remove any, but I am abstaining from voting tonight.
Okay, thank you. So do we have a motion to approve the June 17th, 2025 action items by consent as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Second, thank you. Any questions, discussions? Okay, so we have a motion by Andy and a second by Rachel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention, so motion passes 4-0. 10.0 individual action items. We have two this evening. All right. First is 10.01 health insurance premium increase. To open the discussion, do I have a motion to approve the health insurance premium increase effective July 1st, 2025 as presented?
So moved.
Second.
So motion by Rachel, second by Andy. Discussion or questions for Joelle or Dr. McKinney?
This was a no increase to out-of-pocket for the staff, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is, Brian and Joelle have kept you guys informed about our deficit that we've been running. We've done lots of strategies, and we have some strategies with our health provider to help offset those costs, but this is something that we just felt like it was time to do that and to go ahead and increase our employees' paid benefits to help offset those costs.
And part of the discussion at the Finance Committee meeting was that, what you just asked, that to confirm that there is no increase, of course, for the staff, but that we still are going to notify and explain to the staff what we are doing, how we are increasing it without cost to them, and other benefits that come from that with respect to retirement and things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point, the retirement piece, because your board paid employee benefits, which we pay for their health insurance, counts towards their retirement. So it increases that. And so we've been running that deficit the last couple of years, and nobody was benefiting from that. And so we just felt like it was the time to do this.
think there's a plan letter going to staff from HR.
In July.
Okay, thank you. So we had a motion by Rachel and a second by Andy. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes 5-0. Excuse me. 10.02, consideration of a bond resolution authorizing the sale and issuance of up to $75 million of general obligation bonds series 2025. To open discussion, do I have a motion to approve the bond resolution and the exhibits attached thereto as presented?
So moved. Second.
Okay, moved by Julia, second by Andy. So we have Joelle as well as Jason Terry from Gilmore and Bell here tonight to talk and answer any questions. So also note that the board was given time to read and review this resolution and its attachments prior to this meeting. So open the floor to you two if you'd like to discuss anything.
And this resolution and issuance has been planned. I mean, this was part of our plan from April 2024, when we passed this bond issue, that we were going to sell the bonds over a course of several years. So this is phase 2, and then we'll have a phase 3, which will be about $20 million that will refinance some debt from general fund to the debt service fund. So this has been a planned issuance, and our bond attorney has dotted his i's and crossed his t's and make sure we're being legal on the process. And this will be the first step to initiating it and to go to a competitive market on July 9th to sell the bonds like we've done in the past.
Is this our
Jason?
biggest phase?
This is our biggest phase, yes. 55, yep.
Now vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes 5-0. 11.0 reports, there are no reports this evening. That moves us to 12.0, return to closed session. We've already conducted all of our closed session business, therefore there's no need to return. So we will move to 13.0 adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn board meeting 1617?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so motion by Jen, second by Andy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Board meeting 1617 is adjourned.